Marquez certainly comfortable in these picks. 2 of his last 3 fights at Hard Rock Live. Early knockouts, but over nondescript competition. Round 2 scheduled for 12. This is a middleweight title elimination fight. Giovanni Lorenzo in the red, white, and blue. Raul Marquez in the silver with the black trim. Lorenzo, even though he's had questionable opposition, rated number 1 by the WBC, number 4 by the IBF. Abraham's people postponed the mandatory with Lorenzo to renew the rivalry with Edison Moreno, which you'll see later tonight in our main event.
I think Marquez was just stunned by a right hand. I think he's felt the power of Lorenzo. You know, Raul Marquez really has been at 154 pounder most of his career, now up at 160, and Lorenzo's a big punching middleweight.
Big, strong guy. Barry McGuigan, who you worked with during a past Lorenzo fight, said he reminded him of Gerald Galvin, very fierce fighter in his day.
Those are kind of an apple analogy. Both are kind of power siding punchers who didn't throw a ton of punches, but, you know, could whack you with anything.
I mentioned that to Lorenzo, and not to be disrespectful, but it didn't register with Giovanni. He's too young and too wrapped up in his own world. But it was a compliment. Here's Lorenzo on the attack. Lorenzo letting loose, putting it on. A barrage of punches, and he's going to put up against the ropes, Marquez. But Marquez trying to find his way out. Not where he was against Lorenzo.
Now, for Raul Marquez, remember, he's suffering some issues early in this fight. His mission is to get Lorenzo in the leg rounds, period. But when you're taking this kind of punishment, it's difficult to do that. Lorenzo never having gone 8, and we don't know how he'll respond, but there's a lot of swelling around the left eye of Raul Marquez.
Yeah. Lorenzo's punches are very damaging. There's a good right hand by Lorenzo. There are thundering punches. And he punches with hurtful intent.
Marquez hasn't been able to close the distance as well as he might. When he is on the inside, Lorenzo's holding him and not allowing him to look on the inside.
A very good round for Giovanni Lorenzo. Off the ropes, he fires a right down the middle, and it's scored. Body punch there by Marquez, but Lorenzo fires back with a powering right hand. That connected. Lorenzo giving Marquez a lot of movement down on angles, and he's making life difficult for the veteran.
Let's get some air. Don't stay in the ropes. Don't stay in the ropes. You're coming in the throat. Don't cooperate with him. Go to the left side. Your left side.
Lorenzo was able to land some good shots on Marquez coming in. There's the chopping right hand. There's that little uppercut that we talked about. And then he was able to push Raul Marquez back, which you're not usually able to do in a fight. And when you do, it's trouble for Raul. That straight right hand continuing to bedevil him. Not everything landing here, but he's imposing his will on Marquez. And you see the uppercut trying to get in by Lorenzo.
Now, a very interesting story, as you know, the corner of Giovanni Lorenzo. The trainer is Pastor Ralph Perrite, a pastor at the Cornerstone Assembly Church in the South Bronx of New York. And here's Marquez starting fast in the third round. He's been a pastor for 37 years. His wife also a pastor, and he's worked with some pretty big names too.
Yeah, Aaron Davis among them.
Saul Mamdi,
also former champion. And yeah, he said, don't worry about 8 rounds. This guy's training for 15 rounds.
Right.
So we were ready to go a long way. So we'll see if that's the case.
Yeah, Lorenzo's never been past 8 rounds, but they don't seem too concerned with that.
And you know, Lorenzo's one of those fighters who picks his shots very carefully, so he doesn't overextend. And that's part of the reason maybe why they feel like the distance might be a problem for him.
Looks like Marquez is having some problems with that left eye. He's blinking heavily. He's starting to struggle here. Minute gone by in the third.
Yeah, this is a pretty big ring, over 20 feet. And Lorenzo's using it very effectively.
Lorenzo's bruising punches have slowed the ex-champion down. Oh, another whacking right hand on the upper chest by Lorenzo. Right uppercut on the inside by Giovanni Lorenzo.
Raul Marquez needs a little more help as he's coming in. And he also needs to be working a lot when he gets on the inside if he can. But Lorenzo's tying him up very effectively.
Lorenzo most effective when he's allowed to dictate the pace and back people up. He's also not bad when he goes backwards.
He's a good counterpuncher, he really is. You know, he's shown that so far in this fight.